Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a guy we bought in the team store, and this is one of the bodyguards. This is Darmith's bodyguard, and I hear he may not be so bad, rather supporty. Didn't get any of the bodyguards, probably will in the future, don't know when that's going to be, might be soon. But I figured, you know what, we'll pick this guy up because, like I said, he's supposed to be pretty good, so let's just find out. And I do have a home next to him with Darmith and Darmith's pet, Smog and Drogon. So, and Burn gets to hang out there too. So let's just do that. Okay, he can dance. We'll see how that equates to a actual skill. All right, so let's Montezuma, interesting. All right, so let's take a look at this dude. All right, where do we got him here? This is Svarg. No, it's not. His papers showed up bad. We'll get his real name for him. All right, so anyway, like I said, he is a legendary. He is fire, and apparently he's immune to fire, which kind of makes sense, I suppose. Some fire users are not immune to fire. He's got a pretty decent power, but his speed is much better, which is kind of interesting. Oh, he's getting a buff. Never mind. You can look at the stamina and see that the stamina is up, so that means he's probably like a 5% buff or something like that. That's what I'm guessing. But the numbers are still not too bad. It's just obviously they're not the final numbers. So we'll have to take a look at him once the buff is gone. So anyway, once again, he's got these fire. He's immune to fire. Let's just take a quick look at his skills. Darmith's Counselor. That's low physical. Snake Tongue. That's moderate fire damage. Okay, that's interesting. And of course, we saw Darmith's Spirit. That was his special skill. And that will heal by 50%, give precision, and triple damage to an ally. That's very supporty. I can definitely see how that would be very, very useful. Of course, well, if he's the last guy, maybe he can actually carry that one through as well. But he has triple damage for 3 turns? Oh, that's different. That's awesome! Okay, yeah, that's really kind of awesome. Just gonna say. All right, let's go on back here. Unlike other bodyguards, this creature prefers working in the background. He pulls the strings and influences his general with the information provided by his many whisperers. Nothing happens in the dark army without Darmith's bodyguard knowing. Sounds like more than a bodyguard. Have to keep an eye on this one. Alright, so anyway, let's start feeding him, get him to his first evolution. Okay, there he is. He reads. This is good. It's good to read. You can learn all kinds of things. Like how to dance. Apparently he's learned that. Alright, so most importantly, let's start with the skills. Alright, so level 7, first skill. Atlantis Ring. Gains immunity to freeze and protection against water and special attacks to itself. Okay. Water protection. That's new. I mean, what does that specifically do? Does it mean that he doesn't get critted, or does it do weak damage? I mean, they threw special damage in there too. So I'm guessing it means there'll be weak attacks. That's very interesting. All right, well, obviously we're going to learn that one. That's a pretty good place to start if we're talking about a support dude. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to level 10. Pocket size. Alright, deals moderate fire damage. Pretty straightforward. Burns things. Alright, let's go to level 15. Next skill. Curse Boiler. Gives water protection to ally, removes all negative status effects. Alright, it's the same thing, only he can actually give it to somebody. I don't think I would keep that. I'll throw it up here for now because I don't want it popping up again. I'm guessing if maybe there's a group version of that. That wouldn't be so bad. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, and he can still dance. All right, let's see if he can dance when he's evolved again. But first, level 20 and his next skill, which is Atlantis Pack. Oh, deals moderate special damage to one enemy, gives immunity to freeze and water protection to an ally team? To all ally team. Requires cooldown. Okay, let's do a quick comparison for a moment. This one on the right gives immunity to freeze and then protection against water and special. This does damage and gives immunity to freeze and water protection. It doesn't give special protection. It doesn't give special, but it apparently does it for the entire team for 3 turns. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep that. Yeah, I mean, it's an attack too, which is kind of awesome. So, yeah, definitely. Okay, that could be very strategic. I can understand why his speed now is bigger than his power, because you might just want him slipping in before one of those nasty freezers comes along, right? All right, let's continue. And of course, 25, this will have us his final evolution. Dragon Souls. Deals moderate fire damage, gives damage boost and precision to all allies. That's really good. Just saying. I'm going to put that in for the last one there. Yeah, I'm going to put that in for the last one. I'm looking for a high damage one for that second spot. Alright, there he is, his final form. And he can still dance. Yes, he can. Alright, so let's continue to level 30 and get some more skills, because so far they're looking good. Hard covers. Deals heavy fire damage, requires cooldown. Alright, I'm going to put that in the second spot, because I like the single target heavy hitters to be there. Okay, that's pretty good so far. Alright, let's go on to level 35. Special Lizard with a lot of text. Let's read this. Deals moderate fire damage to all enemies. Gives protection against special attacks. I'm going to put that in the first spot. Okay, gives special against and removes. That wording is a little weird. It should say special damage. That's probably what it means. Now, going back, that's probably what it means. They should word that a little bit better. What did they say with the other one? This says water protection. All right, so that doesn't say water damage or water skills. It says water protection. The wording on that one, it probably means special damage. All right, so let's continue. That sounded a little bit too good. All right, so let's continue to level 40. Fire Cursed. Deals moderate fire damage to all enemies. Gives fire weakness to all enemies. You know, I think I want that one going first. Let's take a look around, because you know what the problem is? We're starting to get too much good stuff here. You know, I think I'm going to lose that one. Because, I mean, it's just damage at this point. All right, what do we got here? This one here is a 4-round cooldown. This one will be a 3-round. That's a 3-round. That one's only 2, so that's okay. It's just that I don't think I want to be without this one. The purpose of this one is protection and removing negative status effects. This one here, the new one, gives weakness. So that would allow somebody else to really follow up, even him to a degree. It's not bad damage too. It really isn't. It's not bad damage as well. All right, I would really like that in the first spot. I am going to gamble. Because I would like that in the first spot. All right, let's go to level 45, and hopefully I will see that one again really soon. Kind of like right there. Boom. Right there. All right, let's continue. I don't know what else he could have, unless he's got an upgrade or something, you know? And we might have seen everything. All right, level 50. Face in Book. Adds 50% stamina and stamina regeneration to an ally. Add stamina regeneration to itself. So in other words, he's going to give stamina and stamina regeneration to an ally and stamina regeneration to himself. I don't know where I can put this. Okay, deals moderate special damage to one enemy, gives immune to freeze and protection to the team. I'm not losing that one. You know, I'm not losing that one. I'm not losing that one. The question is, do I want this one? Damage boost. That is just so very good. And also, if I took this new one, I would have the problem that I would have cooldowns of 3 and higher. But this one, I mean, this one gives it boost and precision. So that's the best kind of support you can. And it's tied up in an attack. Oh, this is just a matter of a guy having too much stuff. You know? Do I want to lose this one? Moderate fire damage. Gives protection. Removes all negative status effects from the team. It's the follow-up for this one. Because this one will make this one hurt a lot more. I can't take it. I'd like to. I mean, if it was the entire group, then I would say, you know what? It's hard to say no to it. But even then, I don't know. All right, let's just go on. I think we are done now. So let's see, 55. Hardcovers. I would like it, but I got no place to put it. Know what I mean? I mean, if it was insane damage, I might. But, you know, he's got attacks that are around that range anyway. Okay, so let's go to level 60. Finally, level 60. Hardcovers. Okay, so yeah, he's good support. He's good support. He, especially if his boss is around. Actually, the guy I'd like him to tie him together with would be Bones. I think that would work out pretty well. All right, let's take a quick look over here. Yeah, these numbers are a little bit skewed. Because he is currently getting a buff. They're probably not too bad anyway. I'm guessing he's still going to have... He might be slightly under 10,000 in the health, but he's not a tank. He's a support person. It is interesting that his money seems to be the maximum one. I didn't actually think they did that anymore, especially with a new one. And he is the newest one in terms of what's in the store. Okay, so anyway, let's take a look at these skills because they're pretty darn good in terms of support. Yes, they are. All right, these are the ones that I chose. You may choose differently. I may end up choosing differently after I test with him. Anyway, we have the first one, Fire-based. Fire Cursed. Deals moderate fire damage to all enemies. Gives fire weakness to all enemies. Now, we've seen this before. This will make, basically, fire attacks do much more damage to their enemy. If they're already weak to fire, I don't think it helps. But it does help if you run into something like water-based creatures. He seems to have a lot of protection for that. But it will make them very susceptible to fire attacks. Now, he could have another fire dude in his group that will follow up on that, but he can kind of follow up on it a little himself because he has mostly fire attacks. All right, then we have this one, Special Lizard, moderate fire damage to all enemies, gives protection against special attacks, and removes all negative status effects from an ally team. This one is a 4-round cooldown, the largest one. Now, I'm guessing that this means they're going to be protected against special damage. That could have been worded better. I think special damage would have been better for that one. Special attacks, that had me a little confused in the beginning. Anyway, what this means is that legendaries using the special attacks will probably do half damage. They'll be treated as weak attacks. Right now, special damage is neutral, which means it won't do extra damage, it won't do weakened damage. If you use this, it'll do weakened damage. This would be the kind of thing that could really hurt the usage of a guy you're going to count on to use big special attacks. For instance, in my case, Barbados. I like using Hellfire. It's a special attack. I know how much damage it's going to do. If this guy sneaks along and does that, you're going to do half damage with that. So, could be very useful situationally. And this attack would be a good follow-up if you got the first one down too. Because all of a sudden, instead of doing moderate damage, you're probably doing high damage. Because they're weak to fire. Even if they weren't supposed to be. So, and removing negative status effects, that's pretty good too. Good support stuff. And then we have this one. Atlantis Pack, which is an attack too. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, gives immunity to freeze, and water protection to allied team. Okay, immunity to freeze. I don't think I have to go into how great that would be. If you had this guy really fast, faster than a water creature who's going to do freezing, well, he can just drop that down, and it's going to last for 3 turns. Basically, if you have like the fear of being frozen, this guy can basically keep your team protected for like 75% of the time, because there is going to be a turn where he doesn't have it. Hopefully, his team has killed the other one by that time. You know what I mean? And protection against water, which means currently water attacks will do a lot of damage to fire-based creatures. Yes, they will. I'm getting the impression that that means it'll turn water attacks into weak damage. Gonna have to pick opponents in the adventure map to test with that specifically. It should be interesting. I have to find a water island. Shouldn't be too hard, especially once they get him and his team get up to 100, right? Okay, so and the final skill is Dragon Souls. Deals moderate fire damage, gives damage boost and precision to all allies. Requires a cooldown. It's only a 2-round cooldown. The rest of his attacks are 3 and 4. There's 2 3 attacks and there's a 4 attack. This one is the lowest one. This one allows me to keep the other ones. This one is also very useful because it's going to keep your team buffed, and they're going to have precision, which is very, very good. Having a great attack and missing kind of sucks. This is a very good addition. He is very supportive, does lots of good stuff. It's really hard to say what you want to lead with. I guess you'd have to pick a situation. This one is just a good one to go with. It really is. It really is. But if it's a nature team, you don't have to, because it's, well, I mean, you might want to use it anyway because it's going to do a lot of damage to them, right? Because they're already susceptible to fire. Okay, in terms of runes, you want this guy to go fast. I mean, if you want him to be your anti-denial dude, and protect you against freezing, or protect your team against water-based creatures, you probably want a lot of speed on him. More speed is really good for this guy. Just saying. Because if you have fire-based guys and you want him to make them vulnerable, or you want to protect them against water, you want him to go fast. There's an argument you want all speed on this guy, because he will protect you against freezing attacks. It really, again, depends on how you depend on using him. You might want him for damage, even though he really doesn't have high damage attacks, but since he can weaken the other team against fire, he'll come back and do good damage. But I mean, he'll buff the team for damage, precision, he'll protect them, he can protect them against freezing. You probably want speed on this guy. There's a reason why his speed is bigger than his power. He can do damage, but I really think you probably want all speed on him. Maybe a support speed. Maybe a support speed for the group if you got a nice big one. But you really want him acting quickly. So to protect the party and to make the party more damaging if they're fire-based. So anyway, yeah, I mean, this guy, he's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Good, solid support creature with some new functionality. Should be interesting to see what happens in the future with the future bodyguards. Interesting. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.